new topic that is of operators. Okay, so let me create a Python file. So Python file, and we'll call it as operators. Okay, fine. So similar to Java, we have different operators over here in Python as well. Okay, so first of all, we'll go with arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators to perform all the arithmetic calculations on different variables. Okay, so if you want to like calculate a price based on the total price based on the individual product price and the quantity, so you have to use a multiplication sign, right? Similarly, if you want to add two values and print the sum of it or a difference of a particular difference of two variables values, okay, so in that case we have to use subtraction sign. So all these signs or operators we use the similar way in maths we are using over here in Python as well. So we have addition, subtraction, this is for multiplication, this is for division, we have modulus, and then we have this floor division as well. Okay, so this particular division is going to give you quotient of the division. Okay, quotient of the division. Whereas percentage, which is also called as modulus. Okay, this is also called as modulus. This will give you remainder of the division. Okay, remainder of division, and this is called as floor division. So if you are dividing two numbers and it is consisting of say for example some decimal values, in that case it will be giving you the integer value only. Okay, we'll see the example. So remainder. Okay, sure. So we'll start with declaring few values. Okay, so I'll say number 1 equals 12. Okay. And similarly I'll go and define other two, number 2 comma number 3. Okay, and then I'll say 12 comma 2 comma, say for example 5. Okay, sure. So we'll say okay, sum equals number 1 plus number 2. So this should give us the summation of the two values, right? So let's run this and see. 12 plus 2, 12 plus 2, that is 14. So this is how it is going to print the values. Okay, sure. Now just a minute. The file. Sure. Similar to this summation, we can go for subtraction. So we'll say difference. Okay, difference is equal to number 1 minus number 2. Okay, and we'll say print difference. And similarly, multiplication equals number 1 multiplied to number 2, and we want to print that as well. So I'm printing just to showcase the output. Okay, how it is printing out. So let's go for add multiplication. Then we will say division with, or you can say quotient. Okay, quotient equals number 1 divided by number 2. So we have 12 divided by 2. So what should be the quotient? Quotient should be 2, 6 are 12. So 6 should be the value, okay, as part of quotient. Whereas if we say the remainder, okay, remainder equals number 1 modulus number 2. In this case, okay, remainder, this should print out 0, right? Because 2 divided by 2, if you divide 12 by 6 or 12 by 2, so it is divisible, right? 2 6 are 12. So the remainder of the division will be 0. Whereas quotient is 2 into 6 is equal to 12. So 6 is the quotient. So this will be the answer. So let's run our program now. So see, 14 is the addition, then difference is 10, 12 minus 2, 10. Multiplication, 12 2s are 24. Okay. Then we have this quotient division sign, which is like 6. It is giving you in floating point value. And then we have a remainder, that is 0. Now we will go for the last one, that is floor division. So we will divide 12 by 5. Okay. So I'll be using floor div equals number 1, floor division of number 3. Okay. And I'll print the floor division. Okay. So let's print this. So see, we have 5, 12 divided by 5. So 5 2s are 10. Okay, and then still we have a remainder as 2. Okay, which we can divide by 4. But then so 2.4 would be the answer. Okay, but then we are getting 2 as a floor division. So if we just say single, okay, then it should give you 2.4. Okay, if we use single, so the quotient will be written by this single division. Okay, but if we say double division sign, that is floor. Okay, if you would have heard of this floor and ceiling, right? The same concept applies over here. So it is giving you the floor division. Clear up till this part? Arithmetic operators, we have used all the arithmetic operators we are aware of. Okay. I believe this is clear. Understood this point?
Yes, sir.
Then we have relational operators, or you can say comparison operators, relation or comparison operators. So when we want to compare two different values, okay, I'm in habit of using Java commits. So relational or comparison operators. So we have same with Java, like less than equals, greater than equals, okay, not equal and equals. Okay. So when we want to compare multiple values or two different values, okay, two different values, but then there are different. So for multiple we will be using logical, but for at least for two comparison of between two values, we can use this relational operators. So we will say number 1 is greater than number 2. So what should be the output? Okay, so I'll say comparison. Okay, comparison is equal to this. What should be the output of this comparison? So number 1 is 12 and number 2 is, oh sorry, number 2 is 2, right? So 12 is greater than 2. So answer should always be in Boolean, either true or false. Either the number 1 is greater or either it's false. It's not greater, right? So always the operator, or I should say, always relational operator will give you result in Boolean. So result will always be in Boolean. Okay, result will always be in Boolean. For all the, if you use any of the relational operators or comparison operator. Okay, so let's run this and it should give you true. Okay, so this is very simple, guys. I'm not explaining each and every one, but yes, you can try using them. Okay. Even equals is also an operator that is called as an assignment operator. Okay, see, false. Number one is not equal to 2 actually. So if we say equals, then it is going to give false. But if we say not equals, okay, if we say not equals, then it's going to give you 2. Okay, then it's going to give you 2 because 12 is not equal to 2. So then it's going to give you 2. Fine. So these are relational or comparison operators. Sure. Yes, so this is done. Now comes relational operators. Now comes your logical operators. Okay? Logical operators. Logical operators. So in case of Python, we have three different logical operators, similar to Java also. So and, or, not. Okay? And or not. So and is like if we are using between two different conditions. Okay, this is actually one particular condition. So let me say again, I'll say compare equals this one. So this is one condition, and I'll say and number one is greater than 2. That's it. So this entire is a entire thing is now you're taking a decision out of it. Okay, this is a decision. This is one condition and this is another condition, and then we are coming out of a decision. Okay, so out of two conditions we are coming out of a decision. So what this is going to give you answer, this is going to give you answer as true. Number one is not equal to number two, that is true. 12 is not equal to 2, right? We have number one is 12 and this is 2. So 12 is not equal to 2, that is true. And then 12 is greater than 2, that is also true. So then the output should be, so let's print it. The output should also be true. Okay. So if both the conditions or all the conditions, I would say all the conditions, if you have used and whatever conditions you are using, okay, before and after and, if they both are true, then you will get the end result as true only. Okay, so true. But if any of the condition is false or both condition are false, okay, if any of one condition is false or both the conditions are false, then you will get end result as false. So that is and. Okay, so I'll say for example less than. So now this condition is false, so the end result will be false. See, false. So this is kind of a decision statement. Okay, you can remove the later brackets also. Okay, so if you are using and, so and is like a simple English and. Okay, I want this and I want this. So that means you are saying I want both the things. Okay, if you are not getting any of the thing, then you will not be happy. Similar to that. Okay. But if I say instead of and, if I say or, okay, or, so either this or this, any of the condition is true, then you should get the end result as true. Okay, otherwise false. So run this. So true. So over here, this particular condition is giving you answer as true, and that is the reason your end result is because you have used or. So either of them, either of the condition or both the condition is true. Okay, either of the condition is true or both the condition are true, then you will get the answer as true. So for and you can say, for and you can say both the conditions should be true to get end result as true. Then in case of or, either of, okay, either or you can say both the conditions are true result will be, okay. And what about not? Okay, what about not? So I'll say not. So what about not? Not makes true to false and false to true. I'll say instead of over here, if I'll say and, okay, so this is false, right? Because this particular condition is false. What if I say not? So then it becomes true. So what not is doing? Not is converting false to true, right? This is giving, or this is evaluating to false, because number one is 12. So 12 is less than 2. 12 is less than 2. No, right? It's a false statement. But then we have used not. So it will convert false to true and true to false. Okay? If the expression is true, okay, if the expression brings you the result as true, then it will convert to false if you have used not, okay, in front of it. So true will be changed to false and false will be changed to true. Okay, so these things you can use as per your need. And so not, I'll say it will change, true to false and false to, okay. Or you can say negate. Not is like a negate, okay, negating things, negating as an opposite. Negate. If you have learned in your this electronics subjects, if you are from IT background or electronics background, and or not gates are there, okay, wherein these truth tables are there. Over there also you have heard of this. Okay. So these are some of the operators, okay, commonly used operators which you might be facing or using, okay, in your programming. So arithmetic, relational comparison, logical operators, and this is called as assignment operator. Equals. Equals, you are assigning the value into a particular variable. So this is an assignment operator. There are some other operators, or you can say other ways also of writing. Say for example, I want to say number 1 equals number 1 plus 2. So what this is going to do? This is going to say, okay, number 1 is 12. 12 plus 2. This will be 14, and then assign the value 14 into number 1 itself. Okay. So instead of this, what I can say is number 1, okay, plus equals, I can use this as well. So let me comment this out first. Let me print this first. Print number 1. Okay. So this is going to print 14. But what if, right, let me comment this portion. Okay, comment this portion, comment this portion. Yeah. So what if we use this way expression? Again, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to print 14. So either you write this particular way or you write this particular way. It's perfectly fine. Okay. So you are adding number 1 to value 2. This can be 2 or a variable also. Doesn't matter. Okay. So number 1, if you are adding to a particular number, okay, and then saving the value inside the same variable. Okay, whatever number you are adding, whatever variable you are adding to this expression, okay, this 2 value, again you are saving the result into the previous variable. Okay, then you can say, okay, you can use this particular, you can use plus, minus, multiplication, division, okay, floor division, any of them. any of the arithmetic operators, you can use this one. Fine. So this is also one thing. And what if we say number one? Then I'll say then total is 144. Work. Just a minute. Let me just find out. Exponential sine. Let's just find out. It's double star, okay? It's double star. 2 translates to 2 times here. So this was perfectly fine, but then why does this? Okay, so we have changed number 1 to 14. Okay, that's the reason. That's why I got confused. See, I was actually expecting 144, okay, because we were having number 1 as 12, right? But then we have changed the value of number 1 over here. We have made it to 14, and that's why we are getting the result as different. So 196 is for 14. Okay, you have to use double multiplication sign. So this acts like, okay, this works like number 1, okay, number 1 into number 1. And if I say 3 over here, okay, if I say 3 over here, then again you are multiplying number 1 with it. So 3 times. Okay, this is kind of a repetition. Okay, this is for repetition. So how many times you want to repeat? In between you have multiplication, so it will be repeated or multiplied that many times. Okay, so 3 is like for repetition, how many times you want to repeat or multiply that particular value. So that is what, so this is like an exponential. Okay, this is for exponential. This is for exponential. Okay. If you want to bring out the exponential value, so this is not square, this is this one. Fine. So these are some of your operators. Okay, these are some of your operators. Now I'll be going with one string also. Okay, let me say this is what I'm telling you is membership operator. Membership operators. So that is membership operators in and not in. Okay, in and not in. So let's say we have validation, or you can say acknowledgement message. Okay, acknowledgement message as hello user. Okay, hello user, welcome to our site. Okay, something like this. So if you want to see, if you want to check, okay, whether user, okay, dot you have user, or you can say acknowledgement message, user in acknowledgement message. Okay, this actually can be tested by if. Okay, so if, okay, we have to keep it in single quotes. If this is there, then we can say print mm, user value user value in string using acknowledgement message, or you can say acknowledgement message. Okay, this is how we will do it. Okay, so what we are actually trying to say, just do formatting. That's okay. Fine. So whatever I'm saying, user. Okay, this is a string. Okay, acknowledgement message. Hello user. Okay, welcome to our site. Now what we are trying to check, if user, okay, this particular value is in acknowledgement message or not, whether this string is inside this string or kind of a substring. If this is a substring, it belongs to this or not. If yes, then print this. So in case of Python, we have to go for if like this. I'll explain you if conditional statements later on also, but right now just understand if. Okay, and then you have this particular string in this, and then colon. So let's run this and see. User, so it is printing user value in acknowledgement message. So if we say some different way, okay, user something like this, then it won't print anything. Okay, because this particular string is not inside this particular string. Okay, now if you say not in, okay, not in, then it's going to print this. Okay, so I'll just change it to user. Then it's okay, use all value in acknowledgement, something like this. So if this condition is satisfied, okay, if this condition is satisfied, then it's going to print this particular message. So not in is in like you are negating things, negating like this is not in this string. If it is not in this string, then print. So this is true, right? This is true for us. But if you say user, okay, user, okay, and then I'll say okay, else part. This user value not acknowledgement message, something like this. User value not in user not in acknowledgement message. So this is actually false, right? This is actually false because user is there inside a acknowledgement message. So this condition is false. So if this condition is false, then it will go to the else part and it will print this message. So not in works in a different way, and in checks whether it is inside or not. So it is going to say true if the value is inside the message or the string or not, and not in is going to give you true if the value is not in that particular string. Okay, so this is membership operator which you can use to check if a particular value, well, it can be a string, okay, it can be a string, or it can be for any number also, okay, in case of strings. So if you want to check a part of string, whether that part or substring is inside that string or not, so in that case you can use in and not in. We can use for list as well. List we will understand it later. Okay, list, set, we will understand later. Tuple, those are for dictionaries, or you can say collections, that we will understand later. Okay, so these all are your operators, different operators what we have. What we will need in future programming or some of your coding part. Okay, it all depends based on your requirement.